Is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future, and presented by HockeyTournaments.com. And if it's a weekend stream, it must be hockey time as the Montreal Canadiens play the second of their 3 games against the Chicago Blackhawks in this 88-89 season. We go back to November 19th, 1988 for this one. Broad Jucket, welcome to the program, and it's been a good week for Montreal. They beat the Islanders at home. And then the next night they go down to the Garden in Boston and beat up on the Bruins too. Brian Hayward got the win. He's now 5-2 on the year. So Montreal is now playing game number 22 of the season. And they have this one against Chicago, and then next Thursday, we will have my birthday game from November 26, 1988, when they played the Edmonton Oilers. So those are the next 2 live games on the channel. And so in real life, there is no Stéphane Richer for this one. Richer, in real life, speared Norton, the defender, Jeff Norton, I think, from the New York Islanders, and of course missed the game against the Bruins and came down on that Friday, the 18th of November, that he would miss the next 9 games as the NHL was trying to crack down on using the sticks as weapons. I know, right? And so he got a 10-game suspension, but he's already served 1 3-game suspension for that match penalty we had earlier in the year, so he will play through this one. So in real life, there's no Stéphane Richer. In real life, they are now tied with Boston at 23 points. For the lead in the Adams division. In the replay, they are 15-6 and lead Hartford by 10 points. Hartford's in second place with 20. Montreal has 30. The Hawks are now 9-10-1. Remember, we played them last week in overtime, and Bobby Smith won the game. So let's see what we can do. The Habs are 1.5 to 2 goal favorites in real life, even without Stéphane Richer. They got Richer, and they also got Patrick Roy in the net. Let's get to it. It's Hockey Night from Montreal. And so, let's meet the Blackhawks starters. Don't whistle at me. Denny Savard at center, 22 points in 21 games, 3 fights and 33 penalty minutes. Sounds like a broken record. Dirk Graham, 8 goals and 10 assists. He had a big game against Montreal when these 2 teams met at Chicago Stadium. Steve Larmer, 12 goals and 11 assists in 12 penalty minutes. Doug Wilson on the lefty, 5 and 10, 23 penalty minutes in a fight. And Dave, not Charles Manson, 11 points, 81 penalty minutes in 20 games. And the Panger, Darren Pang, in the net for the Hawks and Mike Keenan tonight. 338 goals against average and a save percentage of .874. Bobby Smith got into that fight against the Islanders, 25 points in 21 games. For Smith, Naslin, 28 points on the year, 12 goals and 6 assists. Mike Keane not getting a lot of love on that first line, 6 goals and 3 assists. Chris Chelios, 60 minutes and penalties already, and 4 fights with 23 points. And Larry Robinson still looking for his first tally of the year. Patrick Roy in the net for Montreal, and a .271 goals against average and a .911 save percentage. That goals against average does lead the NHL. Nine games in the National Hockey League tonight, including this one here. Denny Savard and Bobby Smith at center, and this one is underway. Won by Smith. Robinson behind his own net to Smith. They move it out and lose it at center for Savard. Over to Graham. Larmer behind the net to Graham between the dots. Shoots, and Waugh will make a nice save, and that's how this one starts. Mike Hudson at the second line center for the Hawks. Dwayne Suter and Everett Santapass. The wingers, Bob Murray. Nice picture of Bob there. Looks kind of gray if you ask me. And Gary Nyland, the right D. Brian Scrudland out there with Mike McPhee and Claude Lemieux. Face-off will be taken by McPhee as Skrudland is removed. Won by Hudson in the Montreal zone. Hudson loses it. Larry Robinson will skate it out. McPhee takes a check. Santa pass. Suter over the line. Hit by Robinson. Habs will change up. Chelios. Now Carbonell's line is on. Courtnall. Courtnall to Svoboda. Svoboda will shoot. Hudson's playing way the heck out there. Svoboda tipped by Carbonell and a score. Carbonell, they got Panger going one way. Carbonell went the other.
Scored by Guy Carbonell, his 8th of the season, assisted by Petr Svoboda, and by Russ Courtnall. Time of the goal 2 minutes 13 seconds.
Well, that didn't take very long at all. 1-0 Montreal. Carbonell got 2 goals against the Bruins the other night, and now is 8 on the year. And Svoboda took the initial shot, and that was going left. And Carbonell waited for Panger to make the move, and Carbonell just tipped it in the open on the right side. And so Russ Courtnall, the newest member of the Canadiens, with his 3rd assist. So 1-0, and Montreal scores on their very first shot. Troy Murray out for the face-off for the Hawks. Dan Vincelette on the left. And Rick Vive. Rick looks like a happy camper in that picture, doesn't he? Trent Yawney. What a name. The right D. And Keith Brown on the left for Chicago. Carbonell and Murray at center, and Murray will win the face-off. Vincelette. Vive over the line. Vincelette. He fires. Waugh will make the save. Can't control it. Puck is loose. Vincelette and Courtnall have it. Courtnall fights for it. Gets it. Down to Rick Green. Early on, 1-0 Montreal. Green to Svoboda. Walter hit by Yanni at center ice. Here come the Hawks. Murray dumps it around. Vive will win it back over to Troy Murray. Right side over the dot. He shoots. Waugh sees that all the way. Gives it to Green. And line changes. Ludwig dumps it around. Behind now. Pang. And the Hawks will change it up. Eagles. And he comes across offside. 16-17 first period. 3-1 the shots in favor of the Hawks. So Hudson, Sutter, and Santa pass with Yanni and Brown. Brent Gilchrist. Shane Corson. Doesn't he kind of look like Andy Sanford or Sanford? Stefan Richer will play despite his suspension because he was already suspended in the game. Craig Ludwig and Eric Desjardins. Hudson and Gilchrist on the face-off. Won by Hudson. Sutter through over to Hudson. Delayed penalty. Nope, not a delayed penalty.
Chicago penalty to Keith Brown. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to number 44, Stefan Richer. 2 minutes for roughing.
Well,
Time of the penalties, 3 minutes 59 seconds.
These two teams didn't really get along when they played in Chicago, so Brown and Richer kind of getting into all acquaintance we forgot. Early on, Hudson and Smith on the face-off. Won by Smith. Keane over the line to Ludwig. He shoots. Misses high and wide. Manson's got it. Chicago banks it to center, and now Matt Naslund has it. Montreal tries to skate it in. Smith in the Hawks zone. Smith has Keane open at point-blank range. If he can get the pass there, he can. Wilson and Santa pass trying to deflect it. The shot, score! Mike Keane.
Montreal goal scored by Mike Keane, his 7th of the season, assisted by number 15, Bobby Smith, and by number 26, Mats Naslund. Time of the goal 4 minutes 52 seconds.
Montreal's been on a roll, and so has Bobby Smith. And so he got behind the net. He turned around and looked and saw no one near Mike Keane. So a tape-to-tape pass and a one-timer, and Darren Pang got beat on the pad side, and it's 2-0 Montreal. Both the shots have gone in. So McPhee, Skrulin, and Lemieux, Chelios and Robinson out against the Blackhawks' first line of Graham, Savard, and Larmer. Savard and Skrulin at center ice, 2-0 Montreal. Skrulin up the right wing, dumps it around for Claude Lemieux to McPhee. He fires, and Pang finally makes a stop. 5 minutes gone in the game, and a 2-0 Montreal lead. Murray, Vibe, and Vincelette, Yanni, and Bob Murray, the defenseman. No changes for Montreal. Skrudlin and Murray in the zone, won by Skrudlin, draws it back to Lemieux. Lemieux skates around behind the net. Doesn't like what he sees. They'll set it back up again. This time it's McPhee, defended by Bob Murray. McPhee will take the outside shot from the right dot. And Pang makes that save. Rebounds it back to Bob Murray. And here come the Hawks. Yanni over the line. Going to hit a slapper. Long shot. Waugh sees it. And we'll have a face-off. 13:54 first period. 2-0 Montreal. So Carbonneau, Walter, and Courtnall out there with Green and Svoboda. Savard, Larmer, and Graham out there for the Hawks. Manson and Wilson doing the blue line thing for Chicago. In the Montreal zone, won by the Hawks. Manson to Savard to pass it back and forth. Now Dave Manson with a long shot right side. Hoping for a rebound. Waugh saves it, dumps it for Carbonneau, and Montreal clears it to center. Chicago over the line. Manson again. Manson going to take the shot. This looks like a second verse, same as the first. He shoots. Waugh gives up the Nope. TV timeout as he deflects it out of play. Hey, Herman Bunster, 13:13 to go, first period. TV timeout. With the score, Montreal 2, Chicago nothing. Here on the Montreal Canadiens replay on Retro Sports Network. Nine games overall in the National Hockey League on this Saturday night. You're watching one of them, Chicago and Montreal. Elsewhere from the Al Red Sox fans swimming pool, JCPenney's Orange Julius Center. Calgary is in town, a big one against Hartford. No score in the first. New Jersey hosting Washington in the first period. 3-1 Devils. Kirk Muller at 10:26 with the third goal. Pittsburgh is on the island, and there's no score in the first. Other games a note, the Leafs and Oilers will play. Not sure if any of that will get on to the telecast outside of the post-game show. So Carbonneau and Hudson out there in the Habs zone. Hudson face-off is won by Carbonneau. Walter clears it to center. Now here comes Manson. Santa pass to Sutter. He shoots. Waugh gives up the rebound. Controlled by Sutter behind the net. Sutter going to do a wraparound here. He's trying to get on the board. Waugh is his equal. Covers up the middle. Rebound is loose. Hudson and Desjardins fight for it. Won by Desjardins. Montreal will change lines. Ludwig to Richer in the Chicago zone. And already, somebody got ridden to Darren Pang. And they're not going to like that. So this one's going to get ugly before it gets prettier. Troy Murray and Brent Gilchrist out for this face-off just in front of the Chicago blue line. Corson will take the draw instead. Won by Troy Murray. Plays it ahead. They'll dump it around. Desjardins, penalty coming up.
Montreal penalty to Shane Corson. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes 6 seconds.
On a dump around, you don't need to hook like that. That's just a silly penalty, and Corson will go to the box, and this will be the first power play for either team. 11:54 to go in the opening period. Carbonneau and Savard out for the face-off with Larmer and Graham. McPhee is Carbonneau's fellow penalty killer with Chelios and Robinson. 2-0 Montreal, won by Savard. Blackhawks on the power play. Yanni, he's already had one shot. He fired. Waugh gives up the rebound off the pad. Limer's got it behind the net to Graham. In the slot. Shoots high. Waugh sees that one. Leaves it behind for Chelios, and Montreal will clear. The Blackhawks penalty or power play unit, 11th in the NHL at 23%. The Canadiens are doing a better job killing them. They're 6th in the league at 81%. Chelios to McPhee, hit by Yanni at center. Now Brown in the zone. Brown going to take his own shot, blocked by Larry Robinson. Puck is loose, controlled by Larmer. Larmer now tries to find somebody. Graham at point-blank range, shoots. Wow, with a big save. Dumps it around for Larry Robinson. 46 seconds in the minor to Corson. Carbonneau to McPhee. Graham with a check, and Montreal can't change up. Here's Larmer again from Savard. Down to Graham. Center shot, scores! Waugh beat top corner from Graham.
Chicago power play goal by Dirk Graham, his 9th of the season, assisted by number 28, Steve Larmer, and by number 18, Dennis Savard. Time of the goal 9 minutes 51 seconds.
Well, Trent Yanni actually gets a big chunk of that goal because he's kept keeping it in center, so Montreal could not get a change. So their penalty killers were tired, and by the time that Graham had it, he passed it to Savard, found Larmer behind the net, and Larmer and Graham played tic-tac-toe, and a one-timer over the top right of Waugh was his 9th of the year. And so the Hawks are on the board 2-1. They've outshot Montreal 12-4. So Hudson, Santa Pass, and Sutter out there for the Hawks. Smith, Naslund, and Keane out there for Montreal. As the face-off at center is won by Smith. Behind his own net, skates it up. Now Keane to Bobby Smith. And he misses high and left. Santa Pass has it. Wilson to Hudson. Delayed penalty coming up on Montreal. Hudson between the dots. Shoots. Blocked by Svoboda. Naslund has it.
Montreal penalty to number 15, Bobby Smith. 2 minutes for holding the stick. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes 24 seconds.
Well, that's a ticky-tack penalty. And set off my speaker thing there when you say ticky-tack. I don't know why. Doesn't sound anything like the weak word. But anyway, he did hold the stick. There's not much there to argue. And so the Hawks have already converted one power play chance. Let's see if they can do it again with Smith in the box. Troy Murray against Gilchrist in the Montreal zone. Won by Montreal, and Gilchrist will clear it out. And Chicago starts from their own end. Murray. I said Murray. There we go. Over to Hudson. To Vive. Vive over the line. Manson. Naslund with a check. Here come the Habs. Let's see if they can get something going short-handed here. Gilchrist and Naslund over the line. Hudson with the poke check, and then with 1:10 to go, Richer and Keane. Svoboda and Desjardins as Montreal fully changes. Both teams change. Hudson over the line for Chicago. Murray to Hudson. Back to Murray. Now Bob Murray with a decent shot here between the dots. Fires. Waugh got a piece of that. Rebound. Back to Vive. A direct rebound shot. Point blank range. 5. Misses everything. Oh my goodness, he just deflected it left. Desjardins clears only to center. Nyland now for the Hawks. Hit by Desjardins. Montreal's got it. 23 seconds to go. Habs will clear, or attempt to clear. They do. All the way down. Power play is over. Dirk Graham on the ice. And the first line, Savard, comes across offside, and we got ourselves a whistle. 7:34 first period. Only one shot for the Hawks there. Montreal 2, Chicago 1. So Corson, Skrudland, and Claude Lemieux. That's a dangerous combination. With Chelios and Robinson against Noonan. Brian Noonan. Not Danny. So no Caddyshack here. Mike Eagles. And Wayne Presley. Just outside the Montreal zone. Skrudland wins the face-off up to Lemieux. Hit by Yanni. Chicago has it. Presley in the zone. Presley going to try his own shot. Winds and fires, and Wah gets the glove on it. Leaves it behind for Skrudland. Defensive changes for Montreal. 7 to go in the period. Lemieux dumps it around. Pang plays it for Bob Murray. Bob Murray tries to skate it out. They do. Eagles to Presley. Can't control. Svoboda has it. Lorenzo, how are you? First line in for Montreal, 6:26 first period. Habs 2, Hawks 1. Naslund over center, and he is offside. 6:06 to go. Shots 14-4 in favor of the Hawks. Savard, Limer, and Graham on the ice for Chicago with Manson and Doug Wilson. So Smith and Savard on the face-off, won by Denny Savard. Limer hit hard by Naslund. Montreal's got it. Keane in the zone. Flings it down the right wing to Desjardins. Desjardins will take the shot. He fires. Panger with a save. Rebound is given to Savard. Down to Graham over the line. Down to Limer. Limer, long shot. High and right. That'll miss everything. Leaves it for Desjardins. And Montreal will change up. Robinson, Lemieux, in the zone to McPhee. Left side, Pang, rebound. Puck is loose. Claude Lemieux's got it. Lemieux's going to do a wraparound. Lemieux wants to wrap it around on the Panger, and Darren sees that all the way, and we got a TV timeout. 4:43 to go. First period, 2-1 Habs. Lorenzo's going to lurk. It's either going to blow someone up or hope Belarus does well in soccer. Played a little bit of FM 21 last night just by myself. And I'll do a little today. And so when we get together tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, Lorenzo, tomorrow night at 5 Pacific, we'll be coming off our international break. So right now, Celtic has not lost a game, and we've only given up one goal, and that was in a European qualifier. Scoreboard is quite busy. Yep. Calgary and Hartford are still scoreless in the first. Rangers and North Stars and Bloomington are scoreless at the start of the game. 3-1 Jersey over Washington. They've already moved in the second period. Quebec and Philly, a big one for Quebec, and Joe Sakic has the latest goal at 7:22 of the first. They lead the Flyers 3-0. And Vancouver and St. Louis are scoreless in the first. Just the start of things there from the Kiel Arena, which is not the old checkerboard. Skrudland, McPhee, and Lemieux for the face-off. Chelios and Robinson against Savard, Graham, and Limer. Yanni and Brown. Skrudland hopes to draw it back. Savard wins it. Graham over the line to Larmer. Right wing shot misses short and right. Skrugland clears it only to center. Graham dumps it around for Larmer. They play some tic-tac-toe. Graham overskated the pass. Here comes Montreal. 4:06 to go in the first period. Chelios. McPhee clears it. Not far enough for an icing. Now Brown the other way. With a slapper, Larmer tips it wide right. Robinson. Line change is coming. 3:36 to go, first period. Green clears it to center, taken away by Manson. Hit by Walter. Now Montreal's got it at center. Carbonneau already has one goal. Over the line. Green back to Carbonneau. Going to take the shot. Long outside shot is wide right. Presley, 2.5 to go. Has it. 14-7. The shots in favor of Chicago. Santa pass over the line. Santa pass behind the net. Now Bob Murray. He flings it. Waugh got a piece of that. Rebound is loose. Santa pass and Svoboda fight along the boards. Svoboda's got it. Line changes all the way around. Gilchrist hit by Nyland. Delayed penalty on Nyland coming up. Naslin, the extra skater. Gilchrist going to penetrate on Murray. Gilchrist can't get around Nyland. He will take the slapper. He shoots. Panger gives up the rebound. Loose and puck Desjardins. Passes it out to Naslin on the outside. Naslin. Right side circle. His shot. Pang again with a rebound. Taken by Richer. Gilchrist is right there at point blank range. Richer to Gilchrist, and Richer misplays
Chicago
it.
Penalty to Gary Nilland. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes 59 seconds.
We had 18 players out on international duty, Lorenzo says, when you had your 1-1 draw with the mighty Glasgow Celtic. My efforts to get a rematch once my players were all back were met by a terse, rather rude Celtic is way too busy to accept your friendly proposal. Yes, they are a good franchise, and I think they are the cream of the crop in Scotland, so you can be successful, learn, you got some real talent, and outside of the fact that Rangers is really your only competition. And Rangers has already lost once, and we have not. And so when we pick it back up for the stream purposes, we will be after the September international break. But we are, I believe, 4-0. We've not allowed a goal in Scotland. Yep, Scotland and Celtic. So the Eagles and Vincelette out on the face-off for Chicago against Smith, Naslin, and Richer. Second power play for Montreal. Chicago has got a power play goal. Montreal does not. And Smith wins the face-off. Richer finds Chelios deep out on the left wing. Chelios with a shot. And Bang sneezes. Gives up the rebound, controlled by Naslin, over to Richer behind the net. Bobby Smith is skating around for cherry pick play. Richer with a pass. Smith, and traffic blocked by Darren Wilson over the glass and out of play. 32 seconds to go in the period, 1:31 to go on the Nyland penalty. Courtnall, McPhee, and Lemieux will be the forwards against Eagle and Vincelette in 1:31 on the power play. McPhee will win the face-off. Robinson has got Claude Lemieux quite close on the right side. Shoots. Rebound. Pang. Loose to Chelios. Chelios flings up a prayer. Shoots. That is tipped wide by McPhee, I think, and that's the end of the period. And both teams get a little chippy, as you knew that they would. So, 15-11 is shots for the Blackhawks. Scoring chances 12-11 for the Blackhawks. Montreal blocked 2, and Chicago is 1 for 2 on the power play. So we'll tell you all the scoring and tell you what else is going on in this busy night in the National Hockey League after this message and a word from our sponsor. This is Montreal Canadiens Hockey on Retro Sports Network. So, we now have a Cafe Press store for Digital Dice, and you can get things like cups and mouse pads and t-shirts and a puzzle and women's thongs. Yes, I'm not making that up. We now sell Digital Dice women's thongs. Make yourself the star of this Christmas by going to just do a search on Cafe Press for digitaldice.com. Here's how we got the scoring. 2 even strength goals for Montreal. Carbonneau got us on the board at 2:13, his 8th of the year from Svoboda and Courtnall. And then Mike Keane on a beautiful pass from Bobby Smith made it 2-0. Naslin gets the other assist. And then Graham on the power play for Chicago from Larmer and Savard. Face-offs 10-8 in favor of Montreal. Both teams have 6 hits. Montreal's blocked 2 shots. And only 10 penalty minutes in the first period. You put my right people out here. How you doing, JT Dutch? Hopefully you are doing well. Good to hear from you as too. So we're winning 9 games tonight in the NHL. The other ones that are in progress, Calgary and Hartford scoreless in the first. Rangers and North Stars are scoreless in the first. Halfway home at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, Bent Gustafson with the second goal of the game makes it 3-2 Jersey. As Washington, as Bent has both of those goals. How about that? After a bad start from Philadelphia against Quebec, they've gotten 2 straight, 3-2 Quebec. Karkner with the latest tally at 6:34 the second, and Vancouver and St. Louis are scoreless in the first. And before we go to the second period, we know that not everybody belongs to the Digital Dice Facebook group. And so we can tell you that Action PC Baseball is expected to release on December 22nd. Merry, Merry Christmas. And so we'll do our virtual unboxing on the 22nd, all things going according to plan. And then on Wednesday, the 23rd, our 1949 season starts with a triple header. During the day, it'll be Cleveland and the St. Louis Browns. Ned Garver and Bob Feller from Sportsman's Park. That is the daytime portion of that. And at night, around 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern, somewhere along that time, a doubleheader between the 1948 National League champion Boston Braves and Philadelphia Phillies. I'm assuming it's Spawn Insane, and you won't need to wait for 2 days of rain. So I will pre-order that this afternoon. And so there you have it. An opening day triple header 2 days before Christmas. Not too shabby, no? So the opener, of course, Cleveland and the St. Louis Browns. Imagine that for poor Cleveland. Congratulations, you win the World Series. Go play in front of 9 people in St. Louis. And then at night, the doubleheader between the Phillies and the Boston Braves from Braves Field. And so that's what we got coming up for you as we get set for 1949. So, all right. So with that, it's now back to the hockey game. An early Christmas present. Well, let's hope so. So Montreal on the power play is not very good. They're 17th in the NHL. How you doing, Ricky? 20%, so 1 in 5, and if you've watched any of these streams, they are not very good. Chicago is 20th out of 21 teams in the NHL in the power and shorthanded situations. They've only killed off 72%, which means Chicago will kill this off. Montreal already has 2 shots. Second half of the power play is underway as we start the second period. Naslund over the line. Hard pass to Chelios, stolen by Troy Murray. Murray short-handed bid the other way. Naslund with a big hit. 20 seconds to go on the power play. 2-1 Montreal. Richer dumps it around. Pang will play it, leaves it for Wilson. And that'll do the power play. Murray to Wilson. Hit by Smith. And that was not very good for the Habs. McPhee, as Montreal changes down the left wing, dumps it around for Lemieux. Lemieux with a slapper. And Pang with the save. Limer to Savard, down to Limer. Hit hard by Skrudland, and Skrudland will get called with a charge.
Montreal penalty to Brian Skrudland. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 36 seconds.
Well, you can be aggressive or you can be like a bull in a china shop, and that's what Brian Skrudland was there. So a third power play coming up for the Hawks. They are 1 for 2 so far. Savard, Limer, and Graham on the ice for Chicago with Manson and Wilson against Carbonneau, Corson, Chelios, and Larry Robinson. Face-off in the Montreal zone is won by Denny Savard. Over to Wilson. Limer, point-blank range for Limer. Graham in front of the net. Limer fires. Wah! Covers up. They'll do it again and they'll change lines. It'll be Troy Murray with Hudson and Vive. Yanni and Brown, the defenders. Just 10 seconds into the power play. Face-off to the right of Waugh. Murray to Vive. Vive, long shot. And Waugh gives up the rebound. Vive behind the net, tries to find somebody. Over to Hudson. He shoots. Again, Waugh stands tall. We'll get a face-off. Minute 18 to go in the power play. First line back on for the Hawks. Green and Ludwig, the new defenders for Montreal. 17:42 to go in the second. 18-12, the shots in favor of Chicago. Savard and Carbonneau in the zone, won by the Hawks. Wilson to Savard, back to Limer. Ludwig with the hit. Montreal wants to skate it out. Corson. They do. They clear it the full length of the ice. They'll change the forwards. Walter and McPhee come in. 40 seconds in the power play left. Savard dumps it around, and it's taken by Green. And Montreal will just clear it out. Or try to. Ludwig does to Manson. And that will be the power play. So 3 shots for the Hawks this time round, but nothing past Waugh. They'll bring it back up. They'll dump it in. McPhee takes it, and that's the power play. Fourth line in. Richer skates it up to Ludwig. Penalty coming up on Chicago. Craig Ludwig, left side. That is wide of the net. I think someone got a piece of it. And there's a roughing call.
Chicago penalty.
All right,
to
Coke
Green
0.
2 minutes
Leave
for
the door
roughing.
open.
Time of the penalty, 3 minutes 54 seconds.
So Suter gets called for the roughing there. Didn't see it, but someone did, and so Montreal goes on the power play. 16:06 to go, second period. Murray and Smith on the face-off, won by Bobby Smith. Svoboda. They pass it around. Svoboda going to take the outside shot, right dot. He fires. Pang with the rebound. It's loose. Richer's got it behind the net. Bob is going to do a wraparound. Richer sees an opening. Wraps it around. Scores! Richer scores!
Montreal power play goal by number 44, Stefan Richer, his 4th of the season, assisted by Petr Svoboda. and by number 15, Bobby Smith. Time of the goal 4 minutes 23 seconds.
He had Bobby Smith open in front of the net, but Richer realized that there wasn't anybody near him, and he went in for the wraparound shot. Pang didn't feel his presence, and by the time that Pang got a glove down there to stop the puck, it was already by him. So for Richer, that's his 4th of the year from Svoboda and Smith. And Montreal has a 2-goal lead again. 15:37 left in the second period. 18-14 the shots for Chicago. Murray and Smith at center. Won by Troy Murray. Chicago tags it up, starts it up. Vincelette to Brown back at the point. Vincelette with a misplay. Larry Robinson starts the rush the other way. Over to Keene. They clear it, and they'll get called for the icing. 15:01 to go. And both teams change. Savard, Graham, and Limer out there with Skrudland, McPhee, and Lemieux. Green and Svoboda on D, and Wilson and Manson for the Hawks. Excuse me. Savard and Skrudland in the Montreal zone. Won by Skrudland. Green breaks it out. Penalty coming up on Chicago. McPhee winds and fires. And that is left. And Manson gets called for the trip.
Chicago penalty to Dave Manson. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes 16 seconds.
So Montreal right back out there on the power play on the Manson trip. And they said that was Naslin. And again, Mike Keenan not very happy on the Chicago bench. Eagles, Vincelette to kill this one for the Hawks. Carbonneau, Courtnall, and Lemieux on the ice for Montreal with Robinson and Desjardins. Carbonneau wins the faceoff in the zone. Carbonneau now's got it. Lemieux open for a mid-range shot from the right faceoff circle. Skates in the slot. Shoots. Scores! Bing, bang, boom.
Montreal power play goal by Claude Lemieux. His 9th of the season. Assisted by Guy Carbonneau. Time of the goal 5 minutes 37 seconds.
So Montreal has opened this one up with 2 power play goals. Carbonneau won the faceoff. Desjardins fed Carbonneau back behind the net. Lemieux, again, went between the dots in the slot tape-to-tape pass, and he just banged it home for his 9th of the year. So 4-1 Habs, despite being outshot 18-15. Old Wimpy in the coach's corner is going to give me an earful about that the next time we let him on the camera. Hudson and Gilchrist on the face-off. Chicago wins that one. Hudson over the line. Hudson to Wilson. Dougie Wilson, rebound given up by Waugh. Down to play. Gilchrist hurts his finger, and he's done. I think he jammed it on the shoulder of one of the Chicago players. So 14:06 to go in the second period. Savard and Smith in the Montreal zone. 4-1, 3-goal lead for Montreal. Face-off is won by Montreal. Svoboda over the line. Bobby Smith, another penalty coming up. Savard and Svoboda exchange Yuletide greetings.
Chicago penalty to number 18, Dennis Savard. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Petr Svoboda. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 6 minutes 8 seconds.
And once again, this one starts to get chippy. So Troy Murray out on the face-off with Graham and Limer. Smith, Naslin, and Keene for the Montreal Canadiens. First line defense is out as well. Face-off won by Bobby Smith. Draws it back to Chelios. They play around with it. Keene, cross-ice pass from Naslin. On the right, Keene's going to get the shot. He fires. Pang makes the stop. And we got a TV timeout. You correctly recall that, Mr. Dutch. The Hawks had a terrible record. 4th place in the Norris division. But they upset both the Wings and the Blues and lost to Calgary in the Campbell Conference Finals. 13:32 to go, second period. It's Montreal 4, Chicago 1. And on the scoreboard, we now have 6 other games that were being listed. Toronto and Edmonton are scoreless, just the first minute there. Calgary has a goal in Hartford. That came at the end of the first period. Mark Hunter for the Flames, 1-0 there. New York and Minnesota, no score from Bloomington. Pittsburgh and the Islanders, 2-2 in the second. Mario Lemieux at 17:29 the first time that game at 2. Timmy Kerr scored at 11:32 in the second period to tie the Flyers and Nordiques at 3. And Trevor Linden's goal at the 7:54 mark of the first puts Vancouver on top of St. Louis 1-0. So Bobby Smith to draw this one back. Noonan, Santa Pass, and Suter on the ice. Face-off is won by Smith. Naslund looks for Chelios down the wing. Hit by Santa Pass. Here come the Hawks. Suter over the line. Noonan, a tough shot for Noonan. Waha makes the stop. Hits it with a pad. Bounces away to Smith. Change is coming as Montreal skates it out. Skrudland hit hard by Nyland. Delayed penalty on the Hawks. McPhee, Naslund, the extra skaters. Skrudland will try to penetrate on Murray. He gets around him. Skrudland, no. Pang with the save.
Chicago penalty to Gary Nyland. 4 minutes for boarding.
Well, it's Nyland, but that's okay. And so Nyland just smashed him in the boards. That was an immediate call. And Montreal gets the 2-minute double power play here. Carbonneau and Eagles out there. 20-17, the shots in favor of Chicago. But the scoreboard says 4-1 Montreal. Yep, Keenan's going to blow a gasket. But Chicago could be up 5-1 and he'd blow a gasket. Face-off is won by Carbonneau in the zone. Carbonneau to Chelios. Chelios, a long shot. Left side blocked by Eagles. Controlled by Russ Courtnall. Now Chelios. He's got Courtnall open. Passes it forward in the slot to Courtnall. Fires into traffic, blocked by Wilson. Good block there. Courtnall's got it again. He's got Lemieux open. Literally in between the dots. Lemieux, bad angle shot. He's skating the wrong way. Backhander blocked by Brown. And out of play. 3:10 to go. First of the matching roughing minors are done. And so here we go again. 11:19 to go in the period. 3:10 in the double minor. Smith and Murray on the face-off, won by Bobby Smith. To Chelios, to Richer. Richer will take the long shot left side. Skates it between the dots. Bobby Smith's in front. Richer shoots. Pang with a save. He kicked it away and Chicago clears it to center. Here's Naslund. 2:39 to go in the minors. Naslund over the line. Richer. Bobby Smith right in front of the net. Smith. Heavy slapper blocked by Yanni. Richer's got it. Another wraparound attempt. He's already scored on one of these. Richer on the Panger. Panger gets up the rebound this time. It's loose. Naslund's got it. It's Svoboda. Now to Chelios. Chelios has Smith open on the inside. Hit the right button, Ron. Chelios to Smith with Richer in front. Smith. Rebound Pang. Svoboda. Blue line special. Winds and fires again. Pang with a save. To Manson, and Chicago will try to clear this out. They do. 56 seconds to go in the double minor. 4 shots for Montreal, but nothing there. And this team is dead tired. Robinson. to Carbonneau over center. Desjardins shoots. He misses wide to the right. Lemieux doesn't like what he sees. 37 seconds left. Now to Robinson. Robinson tries to find Courtnall up the left wing. He does. Wrister, long wrister. Carbonneau in front. Pang makes a piece of it. Loose. Back to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux scores on the rebound.
Montreal power play goal by Claude Lemieux, his 10th of the season, assisted by Russ Courtnall, and by number 19, Larry Robinson. Time of the goal 11 minutes 41 seconds.
You've waited all year for the Montreal power play to actually show some signs of life, and my goodness, in this period they did. It was a good shot by Courtnall that Pang barely got a piece of. The puck was loose, right back on an angle to Claude Lemieux, and Pang has a better career in television than he does as a goalie in the NHL. Wasn't quite looking when Lemieux just ripped it over his shoulder. And it's 5-1 Montreal. So just like that, yep, Keenan is going to blow that gasket. He's down 4 goals, and finally Montreal's out shooting Chicago, now 23-20. Noonan in Skrudland at center ice, won by Noonan. Bob Murray to Noonan over the line to Presley. He'll shoot, and Waugh makes the stop. 8:05 to go. So, nice sequence by Montreal to get that goal, and Claude Lemieux is on a hat-trick watch with a half a game to go. Noonan and Skrudland in the Montreal zone, won by Noonan. Presley shoots, Eagles in front. Waugh makes the stop. Wasn't much of a shot. Puck is loose, controlled by Ludwig. Over to Skrudland. 7:45 to go in the period. Skrudland to Lemieux over center. Comes across offside. 7:26. Noonan and Carbonneau just in front of the Chicago zone. 5-1 Montreal. Carbonneau wins the face-off. Hit by Yanni. Let's see if they can get a shorthanded bid here. Nope. Not shorthanded, but a rush. Graham to Savard. Flings it at the net. Misses wide left and long. And Ludwig skates it out for the Habs. Walter over the line. Hit by Larmer. And Larmer and Desjardins exchange some words.
Chicago penalty to number 28, Steve Larmer. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Eric Desjardins. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 13 minutes 36 seconds.
So Larmer and Desjardins get 2 minutes to cool off. Skrudland is on with the fourth line. Remember, Brent Gilchrist jammed his finger and is going to be out for a while. Corson and Richer out there with Skrudland. Green and Robinson, the defenders, because they're the only two ones that are at full strength, as Chelios is still trying to find some oxygen after his 3-minute shift. It's kind of like watching one of Al Red Sox's horse races. So Noonan, Eagles, and Savard out there for the Blackhawks with Yanni and Brown. 5-on-5, Savard will take the face-off instead. He'll lose it to Skrudland. Robinson will take the shot. Skates up. Corson deflects it wide left. Savard. Hawks will change up. 5:45 to go in the period. Santa pass over the line to Hudson. To Presley. They set it up and lose it. Rick Green will take it. Second line in. Svoboda loses it at center to Nyland. Al Presley over the line to Hudson. Back to Presley, right side. Top of the circle, blocked by Ludwig. Lemieux. On a hat-trick bid. 4:45 to go in the second period. Ludwig ices it. 4:27 to go. Still king in a TV timeout. Larry Robinson back on the ice with Ludwig. Carbonneau, Walter, and Courtnall against Savard, Vive, and Graham in the Montreal zone. 3 seconds in the matching minors to Larmer and Desjardins. Won by Savard. Has it. Loses the puck to Robinson. And Montreal with 4:11 left will skate it out. Graham hits Carbonneau at center. Savard tries to set something up. They change on the fly. Savard dumps it around, taken by Robinson. Line changes for Montreal. 3:27 to go in the period. Green to Keane behind the goal. Starts up the rush now. Svoboda. Svoboda a long shot. Winds and fires. Rebound Pang. Controlled by Naslund. Over to Keane. Then to Smith. Naslin's open. Left side. If he can get the pass, he can. Backhander. And Pang will get the hold it. We got a TV timeout. 2:31 to go. Second period. 5-1 Montreal. So we now have lots of games to talk about. Toronto and Edmonton are tied at 2 early on in the second period. Yari Curry with a goal for Edmonton that tied it. Calgary 2-1 over Hartford. Roberts at 17:38 of the second. The clock's about to run out there. They're about to go to intermission. Buffalo and the Gretzkys are scoreless in the first. Washington and Jersey playing a good one at Brendan Byrne. 4-4. Courtnall at 29 seconds of the third to tie that one up. Pittsburgh and the Islanders are tied at 2 in the second. And Jean-Luc Picard scores for Quebec at 2:10 to make it 4-3 with 15:04 in regulation time. Yeah. And that is the Digital Dice scoreboard at 2:31 to go in the second period. No changes here. Oh, yeah, we'll put Chelios back on. Hudson and Smith on the face-off. In the Chicago zone. Won by Hudson. Chicago trailing by 4. Santa pass over the line. Suter to Hudson. Now Santa pass. Can they get the shot? Suter. Right side blocked by Chelios. 1:55 to go. Chelios and Montreal will skate it out. Keane. Smith in the Chicago zone. And Santa pass. There was some shoving there, and there was a stick involved, and Santa pass took off the glove immediately. There's no penalties called. But I saw a trickle of blood, and they're going to have to stitch him up, so he's done. 137. Bernie Nichols scored 70 that year. Bernie Nichols will be the first one to be running around with the 99 jersey on. You know that. Murray and Wayne Gretzky made Bernie Nichols a boatload of money. Murray and Skrudland on the face-off just in front of the Chicago zone. Last minute of the second period coming up. Skrudland wins the face-off. Lemieux to McPhee. Winds and fires. Blocked by Murray. Murray's got it. 1:19 to go. Over the line. Into the Montreal zone. Murray with a wrister. He shoots. Wide left. Skrudland. Last minute of the second period. Svoboda at center, taken by Troy Murray. Hit by Skrudland. Montreal's got it at center. Courtnall as they change up. Walter over the line. Larmer with the check. Chicago. Yanni in an odd man rush. And Larmer, they can't get the shot off. They had a 3-on-1 and could not get the shot off. Oh, baby. And Mike Keenan is as red as the red on the Hawks jerseys as they go in the locker room. 14-7 the shots for Montreal. 12-3 the scoring chances for Montreal. Blocked shots 5-2 in favor of Chicago, but the Habs score on 3 of 4 power plays. 20 minutes to go at the Forum on this Saturday night. It's 5-1 Montreal. We'll be back with a scoring summary and what's going on around the league right after this. And on the Digital Dice scoring summary, Stéphane Richer, one of 3 power play goals for Montreal in the period. He got his 4th of the year from Svoboda and Smith. And then Claude Lemieux, a beautiful pass from Guy Carbonneau behind the net, made it 4-1. His 9th of the year, and Carbonneau's 6th assist came at 5:37. And then Lemieux from Courtnall in the second game at the Forum as a Montreal Canadien, and Larry Robinson made it 5-1, and that's how we got here. Lots of penalty minutes for Chicago and Montreal, but no fight yet. I think that one's still coming. 14-7 the shots for Montreal, 25-22 in the game. 22-17 the face-offs in favor of the Habs. Both teams have been hitting a lot, 12-11. Blocks 6-4 in favor of Chicago. And the Habs are 3 for 5 on the power play. Elsewheres, I don't know if we got any changes here. 2-2 Toronto and Edmonton, 2-1 Calgary over Hartford. Buffalo and the Bernie Nichols, or the Los Angeles Kings, scoreless. Washington and Jersey, 4-4 in the third. I think this is a new one. Lemieux with the second of the game makes it 3-2 Pittsburgh with 1:05 to go in the second period. And it's not Jean-Luc Picard. I can't believe no one caught on to that in the chat. 4-3 Quebec on Picard's goal. 15:02 to go. The Pittsburgh Lemieux. That's probably, yeah, that's right. Everybody gets a cup of Earl Grey tea when Jean-Luc Picard scores. So starting lines out there for both teams as we get ready to start the third period as we cross the 1 o'clock hour here in the East on a Sunday afternoon. Face-off won by Savard. He gets over the zone. He shoots. Wah! Gives up the pad save to Naslin, and they'll skate that out. Graham as Chicago goes the other way. Larmer for Wilson. Pretty close range for a defenseman. He fires, and Wah will make the stop. 19:12, a Titanic time left to go in the game. Both teams change. Hudson and Skrudland in the face-off. Sutter and Eagles with Hudson. Skrudland was out there with Lemieux and McPhee. Face-off in front of Wah, won by Hudson. Nyland. Long shot. Eagles gets a piece of it. Deflects it wide left. Skrudland. 18:41 to go. Lemieux loses control at center. Here comes Hudson the other way. Nyland dumps it around, but only to Svoboda. And Montreal will skate it back out. Skrudland dumps it around for McPhee. McPhee has control. McPhee tries to feed Skrudland at point blank range on the left side. Hudson's right there. Skrudland shoots. Scoring chance, stars! He does! Brian Skrudland.
Montreal goal scored by Brian Skrudland, his 4th of the season, assisted by Mike McPhee, and by Petr Svoboda. Time of the goal 2 minutes 39 seconds.
Well, Skrudland got a good pass from McPhee just at the edge of the left face-off circle. He got a good broom on it and scored his 4th of the year. Bob Murray, by the way, is holding his shoulder. And he should return. The computer's the one that does the changes for Chicago, and I'm surprised they haven't pulled the panger, to be honest. As he's given up 6, and he hasn't been very good. Not a good night at all. 6 on 26 shots. Holy jumping is right. So Carbonneau out there with Troy Murray at center ice. Chicago, unless heaven and earth collide, will go to 9-11-1. And Montreal came into this game with a 10-point lead in the Adams. They're going to be 16-6. Murray and Carbonneau at center. Face-off was won by Carbonneau. Courtnall overskates it. Here come the Hawks. Wilson has it in the zone. Wilson shoots, and Wah will make the save. Leaves it behind for Ludwig. 16:39 to go in the game. Carbonneau. Vincelette with a check at center. Chicago has it. Vive over the line to Wilson. Troy Murray with a rocket right side. Fires, and Waugh makes the save. Bob Murray coming out of the locker room. And yes, if you're a Blackhawks fan, this is concerning because the Blackhawks have not put a heck of a lot of effort into this game. It's kind of like finding the clown car tie in your closet. It's technically a tie, but is it something you'd want to be seen in? I'm just saying. Yeah, they had a bad second period with the penalties. Naslund at center with Corson and Richer. Fourth line is technically on. Hudson, Eagles, and Suter for the Hawks in the Montreal zone. Won by Naslund. Richer over the middle, over the line of Chelios. Chelios, long shot. Pang makes the save. Made a good one there. Leaves it out for Brown. Chicago wants to change. Limer's line is on. Limer down the right wing. Dumps it around for Graham to Savard. They try to find somebody there. They lose it. Robinson will take it. First line on with Ryan Walter at center. Limer has it. Gets it over the line to Yanni. Trent Yanni shot. Wob gets that with a pad. Rebound is at Savard. Hit by Smith. Montreal wants to skate it out. 14-17 to go. Robinson to Walter at center. Picked up by Chelios. Hit by Brown. Hawks have it at center. Canadiens change up. 14 to go. Vincelette over the line to Manson. McPhee with the check. And now Svoboda. Lemieux, right wing side. He's looking up for the hat trick. McPhee has it. One-timer on Pang, and he'll make the stop. Some pushing and shoving, and time for a check of the Digital Dice scoreboard, brought to you by DigitalDice.com. 13-11 to go, and let's take a look. There has been a couple changes in scores. Mario Marois has got a goal for Toronto. It's 3-3 against the Oilers in the second period. Calgary 2-1 over Hartford. Roberts with a tie-breaking goal at 17:38. Creighton with a goal for the Sabres. 1-1 there at the Forum in the first. Tommy Curvers at 15:32. That might give Jersey 2 points. They're ahead of Washington 5-4. The Lemieux lead the Islanders 3-2 halfway home in the third. And Joe Sakic, his second of the game, has given the Nords a big 5-3 lead over Philly. Remember, Philly is in first place in the Patrick. And Quebec is for sale. Carling O'Keefe has announced the team is indeed for sale. Hopefully the new buyers will keep them in Quebec. 28-27, the shots in favor of Montreal. 6-1 on the scoreboard. Third line out there. Walter will take the face-off against Hudson. Hudson wins the Eagles. Desjardins with the check. Montreal has it at center. Ludwig. Now they fight for it again. Courtnall's got it. Desjardins loses it at center. Here come the Hawks. Suter dumps it around for Eagles. They pass it. Now Dwayne Suter shoots. Wow, with the stop. Carbonneau. Desjardins. Changes all around. Carbonneau over the line to Walter. It's supposed to be a line change. Chelios with a slapper. Yeah, don't spoil what happens to Quebec. I don't want to know. And the name of Eric Lindros, don't tell me what happens to Quebec. Chelios, Pang with the stop. And we'll get a save. We'll get a change here. So Skrudlin out there with Corson and Richer, Savard, Graham, and Larmer for the Hawks. Shot-wise, this has been an even game. But Darren Pang is not the goalie you want out there when you're short-handed. And it's been a good night for Montreal that way. Skrudland wins the face-off over to Corson. Can play tic-tac-toe with Skrudland. Skrudland, left side, from the circle. Pang with a stop, and he'll hold on, and we'll get another face-off. 11:19 to go in the period and the game. Skrudland hopes to draw this one back. Chicago wins it. Troy Murray, Vive, gains the zone. Vive over to Murray. Troy hit by Green, and there's nothing doing. Richer into the Chicago zone. They pass it around. Shane Corson going to shoot. Blocked by Brown. Can't hold it. Richer at center. Changes coming up. Yeah, that Lindros situation was such a cluster. It certainly was. Montreal tries to penetrate in the zone. Keane over to Robinson. Back over to Chelios. He'll shoot. That misses high and wide to the right. Noonan will have it. Nyland now the other way for Chicago. Presley. Slapper right side. Wah. Saw that all the way. Rebound is loose. Presley and Chelios fight for it. Chelios will dump it over to Robinson. 8:48 to go. Here come the Habs. Naslin over to Keane. Penalty coming up on Chicago. Keane with a slapper. That was a weak shot that missed wide left, and Nyland will get called for the cross-check.
Chicago penalty to Gary Nyland. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes 29 seconds.
So another Montreal power play. First of the period, 8:31 to go. Eagles and Carbonneau on the face-off here. Lemieux, he can get that hat trick. Carbonneau has 2 points, a goal and an assist, and Courtnall has 2 assists. So Eagles and Carbonneau, and one by Guy Carbonneau in the zone. Now Courtnall. Courtnall is going to take a shot. He misses that one high and right, and on a play. And again, we get some pushing and shoving. And so 17 seconds into the power play, we'll get another face-off. Murray and Carbonneau this time around, and Murray wins it for the Hawks, and they clear it down. Carbonneau will start this rush as the Hawks change. Lemieux dumps it around for Carbonneau. Desjardins, who's going to get the shot attempt here. Claude Lemieux behind the net. Has Desjardins on the right wing side. Desjardins with a wrister. He'll shoot. Pang gives up the rebound. Loose Carbonneau. Now for Courtnall. Cross-ice pass from Lemieux. Courtnall's got it. Winds and fires. Blocked by Vincelette. Yanni. Power play is over. 6:31 to go. And Montreal is just going to be content with the 2 points tonight. Savard over the line to Presley. Wayne Presley with the shot. And Keane will block that. Chelios has it. Bobby Smith, 6 minutes to go. Chelios breaks it out to Robinson. Now to Keane. Clears it all the way down, but not far enough for an icing. Wilson starts it up. 5:41 to go. Dump and chase. Robinson will win that. Changes of Commons. Svoboda. Now over the line to Richer. Richer with a slapper. Richer blocked by Noonan. Bob Murray back on the ice after his bum shoulder. Nyland from Savard. And Wah with 4:35 will make that save. Last check in the Digital Tonight scoreboard within the game. 4:35 to go in the third period. All Montreal all the time. It's Dave Gardner's worst nightmare. Except for my Holly Juckett Christmas album. 6-1, Habs. And so it was very nice of Gardner to wear a Canadiens logo on his most recent video. That was very sweet. I don't know if he meant it or not, but it was very sweet. Edmonton 4-3 over Toronto. 5 minutes to go in the second. Craig McTavish, the latest tally on that one. Calgary's going to beat Hartford 3-1. Patterson with probably an empty netter at 19-16, so 2 big points for Calgary. Buffalo and the Kings are tied at 1 in the second period. Suter gets a goal for on the island, but it's still 4-3 Lemieux. Vancouver 2-1 over St. Louis in the third. Sandalak gets the tally at the 4:52 mark, and a rare final that we see here. Quebec did beat Philadelphia 5-3, and Joe Sakic had 2 goals in that game. Oh, no, that was perfect. That was perfect. The next scheduled game in this replay will be from my 17th birthday, November 26th, 1988, between the Oilers and the Habs from the Forum, and that will be played when Gardner can be there, so he can insult me on my 17th birthday. That was a great outfit, I thought. I realized after Lorenzo that he looked like Wimpy from Popeye. And so, no, for a hamburger today, you can pay me right now and not next Tuesday. Skrudland and Noonan on the face-off, won by Skrudland. McPhee in the Chicago zone to Richer. He'll shoot, score! 7-1!
Montreal goal scored by number 44, Stephen Richer, his 5th of the season, assisted by Mike McPhee, and by Petr Svoboda. Time of the goal 15 minutes 42 seconds.
That was so easy, you could have done that one from Club Super Sex. Oh my goodness gracious. Richer right from McPhee, it was rolling up, and Richer just slapped it past Panger. And I don't know why they're leaving him out there to hang and dry. I don't need that. I would like to. Change a goalie here if I can. No. Box? No. Yeah, I think Mike Keenan just got on the bus. Set up. So we'll see if they actually did change the goalie. So Skrudland out there versus Noonan. .4:18 to go in a one-sided game. 7-1 Montreal. Face-off was won by Noonan. Presley dumps it around for Savard. Over to Wilson. And that is tipped wide to the left. Robinson's got it. Leaves it for Chelios. All Montreal all the time. Belfour is in goal. Delayed penalty on Chicago. I think Keenan did give this up for Lent. Chelios shoots. Belfour with a stop. And Savard gets called for the trip.
Chicago penalty to number 18, Dennis Savard. 2 minutes for tripping.
Maybe this is why the Hawks traded for a goalie. This is I think one of the worst games I've ever played. I didn't realize that Panger was that bad. Murray and Carbonneau in the Chicago zone, won by Carbonneau on the power play. Courtnall hit by Troy Murray. Chicago will chip it back out all the way down. 1:03 to go. Russ Courtnall starts the rush. Green over the line to Courtnall. Left wing side. Belfour doesn't see it. Wide right. Eagles has it. Vincelette hit by Courtnall. Montreal's got it. Lemieux over to Carbonneau. Back to Lemieux. Tries to find Courtnall on the left side. Courtnall with a shot on Belfour. Blocked by Eagles as the power play comes to an end. Courtnall's got it. Let's try and feed Carbonneau in the slot. Carbonneau shoots, blocked by Manson, or Eagles rather. Carbonneau's got it. Gonna try a wraparound. Carbonneau, Belfour with a glove save, and yep, some pushing and shoving. With 1:16 to go. So Belfour makes the save. 34-30, the shots in favor of Montreal. Smith and Noonan on the face-off here. Won by Bobby Smith. I think Chicago gave up on this game in the second period. Naslin on a wraparound. On Belfour. Belfour makes another save. Rebound controlled by Savard. Last minute of the game. 2-on-2 over the line. Nyland shoots, and Waugh makes the save. He's made 30 stops tonight. Robinson leaves it for Naslin. 45 seconds to go. Keane around, and they're going to get called for an icing. So Chelios and Robinson stay out there. Scribbling out there with Corson and Richer. Noonan, Savard, and Presley for the Hawks in the Montreal zone. Won by Skrudland. Robinson has it. Corson up the middle to Richer behind the net. Over to Larry Robinson. Is this the cherry on the sundae for Montreal? He shoots. Belfour with his third stop. Maybe they should have gone with Eddie Belfour to begin with. 32 seconds to go. Corson and Noonan on the face-off. And it's won by Corson. Now Richer, he's going for a hat-trick bid. Cross ice to Corson on the left side. Corson with a shot. Belfour again with a stop. Bob Murray now has it, and that will be the merciful end of the hockey game. Well, this was about as one-sided as Andre the Giant against me. 12-9, the shots in favor of Montreal. Chicago blocked 5. The final score here tonight from the Forum: Montreal 7, Chicago 1. And as soon as the game develops, the 3 stars tonight. Guy Carbonneau gets the 3rd star, a goal and an assist. Claude Lemieux with 2 goals and no penalty minutes as the number 2 star, and Stéphane Richer has 2 goals. And there's a number 1 star. Peter Svoboda, by the way, had 4 assists. Had 4 assists, and Patrick Waugh with 30 saves. Shots 37-31 in favor of Montreal. And yeah, scoring chances overall tonight, 35-17 for Montreal. Panger, a 781 save percentage. That might be great if you want to listen to WBBM on the radio, but not for playing hockey. And Eddie Belfour stopped all 5 of his shots. Waugh didn't get a star. So Svoboda 4 points and a whole gaggle of people with 2. And so let's take a look at the rest of the night in hockey. Toronto beat Edmonton 6-5. Marois 2 goals and an assist. Shannon with 2 goals. Take care, Lorenzo. Simpson 2 goals and an assist. Big Al McInnes had 3 assists for Calgary. They beat Hartford 3-1. They are the Gretzky's, JT Dutch. He had 3 goals and an assist. A hat trick for the Great One. They beat Buffalo 6-5. Creighton 2 goals and an assist. And Tukey with a goal and an assist for the Kings. Rangers and North Stars kissed their sisters in Bloomington 1-1. Musial and Guy Lafleur with a goal. How about that? Bob Freeze with 28 saves for the Whale. New Jersey beat Washington 5-4. Johnny Mack 2 goals and an assist. Gustafson 2 goals for the Caps. Sundstrom with 3 assists for Jersey. Not a bad night for Lemieux either. He had 2 goals in their 4-3 win over the Islanders. Suter with 2 for the Islanders, and Brown with 3 assists. We told you that Quebec beat Philadelphia 5-3. Joe Sakic with 2, Walt Podubny with 1, and Alain Picard with the other goal. Celebrate with a nice big old glass of Earl Grey. And Vancouver 3-1 over St. Louis. McLean 32 saves. He's the number one star. Linden and Sandalak with goals for Vancouver. Yep. I'll never forget watching Lafleur get a Guy chant in the Garden in his last year with the Nords. So, Yzerman and Gretzky now at 40 points. Lemieux at 39. Yzerman and Lemieux with 19 goals. Messier, 25 assists. Gretzky, 23. And the standings, it is Detroit by 2 over Chicago in the Norris. Calgary by 3 over Los Angeles and Winnipeg in the Smythe. Montreal by 12 in the Adams over Hartford. Philadelphia is just 2 points ahead of the Rangers. Football Manager 2021 tomorrow night, 8 Eastern. Celtic. Ron ruins Celtic Part 2. And then goodies coming up. And so thanks for coming, everybody. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Have yourself a good one. Good night, everybody.